to comment on it, because I don't want to play it. I forget he like curses and stuff, the nasty things. So essentially, with him, you've got a public defender. So Johnny is claiming that he has a paid attorney and not just a public defender. And that is absolutely not true. In Korea, you only have the option to either have a paid attorney or a public defender. You cannot have both. You cannot have both. So you have to choose one way or another. And because of that, Johnny, when he says he has some paid attorney, he does not. And we know he has a public defender because he has to file that. Of course, we have access to the case files, so we know. So once again, Johnny lying about this is not getting us anywhere. So him saying, oh, I have a paid attorney when I don't, we've kind of debunked that. Next, and this is the big one. This is the one that we're going to have a little PowerPoint on here because this is a big problem. Johnny is following in the footsteps of other nuisance streamers, and he is going for a scam coin. So let me put this out, a cryptocurrency. He is trying to pump and dump his audience here in Korea. So I'm going to play this video here in a second, but let me read these two chats. Nakati said for 20, forget the judge. Ramsey should be worried about taking off his prison guards. Yep. Danthar for 5 says, you forget streamers are not friends and they're competing for the same audience. You know, it's very funny. This is actually, and I would talk to other streamers about this. I actually had a very nice conversation with a very large streamer who hasn't been involved in the Somali coverage, but they saw my coverage and they said, hey, you're doing a good job. And we just talked for a bit. Streamers that are really big, like over 1 million or 500,000 or whatever, they don't view others that way, especially people on YouTube and major platforms. They don't have this scarcity mindset of like, we're all competing for the same audience, because it's not true. Because people who really like you will watch you and the other people. They'll watch everybody. They'll watch everything if people really enjoy the content. And if you're that good, it's not a place where it's like you have to be loyal to me. And if you watch any other YouTuber, you're disloyal. You're disloyal. That's not how it works. There's not enough time in the day. I don't stream 24 hours. So if somebody watches my video and then watches an Atozi video and then watches an Asman video and then watches a Moist Critical video, why do I care? I'm not around all day, and that's perfectly fine. They're allowed to do that. That doesn't, there's no competition. It's only at this very petty level that people get like that. Yeah, Daily Donkey, I watch 15 different channels. Come on. Come on. It's not like that. So Somali has been pumping and advertising a cryptocurrency, and his Discord as well has been actively promoting a crypto. Let's watch this.
Do you still want me to promote Somali coin?
And by the way, I'm going to put a little banner here. So let's put a little banner here. Do not invest in any speculative meme coins. This is highly dangerous. Yeah, there you go. So little financial disclosure there for you guys. So we're covered. We're covered.
No, don't promote it.
Yeah. Or switch.
No, bro, don't. It's gonna be legal trouble. Don't do it.
No.
It's not gonna come anyway, bro.
You know,
the only one who's gonna cash out is Yang.
What I suggest is, you stream tomorrow, and I launch it meme coin named Jail Somali.
So they're like trying to come up with this. They're trying to come up and market a crypto in Korea.
What? Yeah, because let me tell you something. The jail series is a trending. No, jail.
Yeah, bro, Yang is the reason I have the phone. Yang bought me.
So this is one of his people that's like, he's obviously got an IQ of less than an octopus. And they're trying to market a crypto in Korea. So we're going to talk about that.
Streaming phone. Respect him.
Yeah. I actually recently the jail series, the jails tour, like jail something.
Can you guys, can you listen to this guy? Like, do you understand? Like, sometimes you can tell a lot about people by the way they speak. This guy is not very intelligent, right? You can just, yeah. Please don't insult Octopus. I know, I'm sorry.
Like jail Haktua series, the coin like went up so high. So what I'm suggesting, the jail Somali stream will be crashing, will be crashing out. I'm telling you, jail Somali, not, I don't want you to be like, nice guy. Like, I don't care.
What is the play?
So they're trying to, I'm not going to play the whole thing, but they're trying to market a crypto. And it's actually funny. So I have a little presentation on this, of course, because of course your boy's got a PowerPoint. Your boy's always got a PowerPoint. It's very funny. They were going back and forth over the name on this. And I do think it's funny. This is in his chat. So RKI is launching a crypto. Jail. Anybody that's going to invest in this obvious rug pull is doing it for the ability to file SEC and FBI charges. Jail. Should have named it Cabbage. That's so true. Like Cabbage coin, right? Come on. That would be the most powerful one. So clearly they are marketing and developing a cryptocurrency. Well, crypto is heavily regulated in South Korea. Surprise, surprise. This is a violation of 3 separate legal acts. By marketing and developing a crypto, and particularly by selling it cross-border, you are, number one, violating the Act on Protection of Virtual Asset Users. You are required to register with the Korean authorities when you are creating an asset to disclose everybody that is involved in this, right? To make all those proper disclosures. Then you have anti-money laundering and KYC. Johnny would need to give all of his personal information, all his bank information, his interests in it, the interests of Yang Yang. They have to register this with the Securities Commission, and they have to declare this before they do anything involving that. And third, if they enter into cross-border virtual asset transactions. So this is specifically for crypto that exits South Korea. You need to get a separate registration under this last act, the Cross-Border Virtual Asset Transaction Act. So this is violating multiple acts, which could be this is like over a decade in time of violations in terms of maximum penalty. Once again, realistically, could tack on a couple of years, right? But this is serious violations that he's clearly come out here and expressed the intent to violate these acts. So once again, marketing a crypto from South Korea publicly where everybody knows he's there. And also, here's the other thing. Before you do any of this marketing of crypto in Korea, you need to pass a background check. Somali does not have a clean background. He would never be authorized to actually market a crypto in South Korea. So this is a big thing. Once again, is another thing he could be, the prosecutor could bring up if they want to in any of the districts, right? Where, it most likely would be in the Eastern District, which is where he faces the charges for deepfakes, because he is living in the Eastern District. He's living in the General Jamshil Songpagu area, in that area in Hank's office tell. So the Eastern District is likely where they would file that one. So we could see charges coming on this. So once again, he's publicly streaming these things. He's publicly admitting to these extra crimes, which is insane. Cody Trickster for 20 says, Mr. Ishmael getting into crypto? CoffeeZilla and Legal Mindset collab when? Seriously, some needs to tip off CoffeeZilla. Yeah, it's kind of similar to Paul Danino, Ice Poseidon, and his pump and dump scheme there. Once again, this is it seems to be like the last resort for failing creators and people on the downward track. When you go to your scam coin arc, that's always a downward. That's always at least the downward spiral, right? It shows like you're on the down. Nobody goes to scam coin when they're doing well. No one goes to scam coin when they're doing well. Nobody. Fork Sniffers is not true. Audience watch creators for opinion. No, that's true, Fork Sniffers. But once again, you can watch a lot of people's opinions. I like to hear other opinions. I don't like just my opinion. Sometimes I like to hear other people's opinion. Sometimes I like to hear people that respectfully disagree with me. I actually enjoy watching people that can respectfully disagree with me. Right? Ichan, thank you. Crimson Spot says, can he say I'm marketing to the US? It won't matter. He's in Korea. So actually, if he's marketing to the US, Crimson Splat, he falls clearly under the Cross-Border Virtual Asset Transaction Act. So by marketing to the US, while he is physically in Korea, he actually is actively in violation of this last one. And it's about his physical presence, him being there. That's what screws him. And once again, he doesn't understand. Kwang Lee for 5 says, is Johnny trying to speed run getting life in Korean prison? I'm sure punishment for running a scam is heavy, especially with crypto. If he actually runs this while he's there, yes, that is really a speed run to some serious problems.